When you work in movies, or on TV shows, there are 50 other people involved. And it's hard, man. They brainwash you to think you're doing the right thing. The best part about stand-up is that you control everything. Period. I want to show all sides of myself. I mean, I don't want to howl at the moon my whole life, you know? We all have a past, it's just that my past is out there for all to see. I think you gotta look at stuff half full as opposed to half empty. I miss working with great actors, working with great directors. I think the best comedy comes from stuff that's based in reality. Comedy wasn't something I chose, it chose me. I was just inherently funny when I was a kid. When you put yourself out into the world and say, "Hey, look at me," you're going to get criticized. The public was used to a Pauly Shore film coming out every year or two, you understand? So when that went away, the public lost familiarity with me. In my 30s, it wasn't cool to like Pauly Shore movies. It was cool to like them when they came out, then it wasn't cool. I think as a stand-up performer you have to feel the audience. So the audience kind of dictates what they get, you know? I giggle when I put myself down. It's just funny to me. Everywhere I go, people know who I am. The best part about stand-up is that you control everything. Period. When you work in movies, or on TV shows, there are 50 other people involved. Entourage is a staple LA-based show, and people say it's pretty real, and I thought it was. It's an exaggeration of the truth. Comedy wasn't something I chose, it chose me. The best comedy to me, and again, I grew up with comedy since I was a baby, so I've seen it all, is when you exaggerate the truth, like Richard Pryor did, you understand? Death isn't a funny thing. We're all lucky to be living. My 20s were a time where I made it, my 30s were when I was away, confused, and trying to figure it all out. I'm definitely a lot more comfortable now in my 40s than in my 30s, that's for sure. It's in my blood to tour. It's in my blood to get on the road. It's in my blood to go on stage. I really don't go out every night to red carpet events. I'm Jewish. I've always had a thing where it's okay to dance with the devil, just don't become the devil. Even at my peak, I never went too over the top. I was one of the first VJs to take the camera out on location, and that's what was unique about MTV at that time. My mom and dad are both in stand-up comedy, so that's where I started, that's where I got everything. My roots are holding the mic. Whenever someone dies, everyone says, "I love that guy," except for Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm not used to getting good reviews. I'm into politics. I'm interested in the election and how pissed off people get. Few, if any, teenagers can relate to getting up for school and finding famous comics like Pryor and Williams hanging out in your living room after a hard night of partying. But that's Hollywood. People should stop poking fun at other people and worry about themselves. My mom is two people to me. She's my mom number one, and then she's this lady most comedians know as being a legendary owner of a nightclub that's responsible for starting a lot of heavy careers. That's the biggest rule in Hollywood: don't spend your own money. Even at my peak, I never went too over the top. I fly around with chicks on each arm and have no script. I just talk about what I feel like. But that's why my act works. I'm like this normal guy. When you're a kid, all you really care about are Slurpees and slip and slide and riding your bike, and that's what I did. Serious and intense people, they drain you. But someone who's an idiot, like myself, they're fun. You either hate me or you love me. I don't think any of us would be who we are if our parents weren't who they were. People that are in show business, and their parents are not in show business, their parents probably motivated them to get in show business. I miss that process of getting the script and reading it and working on it. Every actor has their own way of memorizing their lines, and the whole process of starting to work with the other actors and the director, and doing rehearsals, and going to the location, and going through wardrobe. When you deal with a comedian who has a specific act, you can't hold him back. You got to work with him. Dude, what you think? I'm just gonna do what's on the page, say yes sir, no sir. I'm creatively beyond that. I never made the movies for the critics. I've done the best I could with the material and the directors and the actors I had. But the thing that's really exciting is that once I do that one project that's different, that stands out, everyone's gonna be watching.